First thing Monday morning, a student whistled and said, "Damn, Ms. Monroe, wild weekend?" I was writing the date on the whiteboard when Brandon made that comment. The whole class laughed. I touched my face without thinking and felt the bruise under my eye. It was pretty bad, purple and yellow. I'd covered it with makeup, but under those fluorescent lights, everyone could see it. "That's enough," I said quietly. But the damage was done. Kids were already whispering. By third period, the rumors were flying. Ms. Monroe got in a bar fight. Ms. Monroe has a crazy boyfriend. Ms. Monroe does MMA on weekends. None of it was true. But I couldn't exactly tell them what really happened. The truth was way more embarrassing than any rumor. Saturday night, I'd been home alone watching Netflix. My cat knocked over a lamp. I jumped up to catch it, tripped over my own feet, and face planted into my coffee table. That's it. That's the whole story. I gave myself a black eye being clumsy in my own living room. But how do you tell a room full of 16-year-olds that without losing every bit of respect you've built up? So I just ignored the whispers and taught my lesson on the Civil War. At lunch, my principal called me into his office. Mrs. Henderson from the school counseling office was there too. They both looked really concerned. "We need to talk about your injury," Principal Davis said carefully. "Some students have expressed worry about your safety." I realized what they were thinking. They thought someone had hurt me, that I was covering for an abusive partner or something. "Oh my God, no," I said immediately. "I tripped over my cat and hit a table. I'm fine." "Really?" They exchanged looks. Mrs. Henderson leaned forward. "It's okay to tell us the truth. We can help you. There are resources." I actually laughed, which probably made me look even more suspicious. "I promise. My cat's name is Mr. Whiskers. He weighs 19 pounds. He knocked over a lamp. I'm just incredibly uncoordinated." Principal Davis wasn't buying it. "I'm going to need you to file an incident report anyway, for insurance purposes." So I wrote out the whole embarrassing story. Tripped over Mr. Whiskers, hit coffee table, iced face for 3 hours, cried more about my dignity than my eye. By sixth period, apparently someone had called CPS. A social worker showed up to interview me between classes. I had to explain the cat situation again. She asked to see photos of my apartment. I didn't have any. She asked for my cat's vet records. I didn't have those either because Mr. Whiskers hadn't been to the vet in 2 years. Everything I said made me sound more suspicious. Finally, I just pulled out my phone and called my mom, right there in the principal's office. Put her on speaker. "Mom, tell them about Saturday night." My mom's voice came through the phone loud and clear. "Oh, honey, are you still talking about that? You FaceTimed me right after it happened. You were crying and holding a bag of frozen peas to your face. You made me promise not to tell anyone because you were so embarrassed." The social worker relaxed a little. "Can you describe what your daughter told you happened?" "She was watching some murder show. Her cat jumped on the TV stand and knocked over the lamp she got from Target. She tried to catch it and fell into the coffee table. I saw the whole aftermath on video chat. That cat is a menace." After my mom hung up, I showed them my Amazon order history. Lamp purchased 2 months ago. Coffee table purchased last year. Even pulled up my Netflix history showing I'd watched 3 hours of crime documentaries Saturday night. The social worker apologized and left. Principal Davis looked exhausted. Mrs. Henderson actually smiled. "You know what?" she said. "Maybe you should just tell your students the truth. They'll probably think it's funny." So Tuesday morning, first period, I wrote it on the board. Ms. Monroe's weekend. Attacked by 19-pound cat. Lost fight with coffee table. Pride officially destroyed. Brandon, the kid who started everything, raised his hand. "Wait, that's actually what happened?" "Yep, I'm not cool enough for a bar fight, just clumsy enough to hospitalize myself watching TV." The whole class burst out laughing. But it was different than Monday. They weren't laughing at me, they were laughing with me. Ashley in the back row raised her hand. "Ms. Monroe, my mom did the same thing with our dog last month. She tells everyone she slipped on ice." Suddenly, half the class was sharing stories about their parents doing stupid things at home. Turns out everyone's got an embarrassing injury story. By the end of the week, kids were bringing me photos of Mr. Whiskers that I'd posted on Instagram years ago. Someone made him a most wanted poster and hung it in the hallway. Brandon apologized for making that comment, said he felt like a jerk after finding out the truth. I told him it was fine. Sometimes the truth is funnier than any rumor anyway.